everybody. Nicole with Repairs First Association. So we are back live again. We had a little bit of technical difficulties when we were trying to join and talk about the AI. So I want to go ahead and go over the website really quickly before Chris and Jeremy start really deep diving into the AI voice. So if you simply go to the RFA website, ooh, and I can hear myself. I'm gonna, yeah, okay, there we go. I think we're getting some feedback. Okay, so if you simply go to the RFA website, and I'm trying to share my screen here. There we go. And up at the top, you're going to see two tabs, one for AI voice. So you can see here that we have a really great package here where you can do kind of set it up on your own. You get a discount from N1 beside, but if you want actual support, we have a support package that you can add on where we set it up for you. We help you manage it. We teach you how to use it. And it comes with a chat bot for your website. So that's really important. If you go here to the website and you're looking and you're a little confused about what's what, this is the self-serve, this is the support package, okay? And then you can even come here and listen to an example.
Savannah, Eye Doctor Device Repairs. How can we help you today?
Hey, good morning.
And that's Chris's actual AI voice.
I was like, hold on, whoa, what is that? What did that come from?
Yeah. So I'm going to share this in a few groups since we are live. So let me do that real quick, Chris.
If you want to drop your screen, I'll add my screen and take over from here if that's cool.
Yeah, go ahead.
Share screen. All right, which one do we want to share? We want to share window.
And I also dropped in the links in the chat. So wherever you're watching this.
Share, there we go. Who is not using AI voice? I need y'all to let me know in the chat because there definitely are people watching. If you are not using AI voice for your business right now, we need to know. Because if you are not, hopefully y'all can hear me loud and clear. If you're not using AI to answer your phone calls right now, you are falling behind. Now, I get it. I understand, some of y'all are old school. Some of y'all just want to answer the phones for your customers and you just rather pay somebody to do it. But I need you to think productivity. So typically when we get phone calls nowadays, I'm not even gonna lie. Sometimes 40% of them is just spam calls, right? So you got 40% spam calls. Shout out to the new people that just came into the chat. Let me know where y'all watching from. You got 40% that's like spam calls, and maybe like 30%, 35% of those are like actual customers who want to get like stuff done. So you can avoid having your technicians stop whatever they're doing or your person that's up front. You don't want them to have to stop what they're doing just to go stop and go answer the phone. And once they answer the phone, it's somebody is just some craziness. It's not even worth answering the phone for. So I like the AI because it filters out all of the foolishness. That's number one. Number two, after each and every phone call, I wish I could share my phone screen, but when you sign up, you can see it. After each and every phone call, it gives you a summary of that phone call itself. So the summary tells you what was the call about. It tells you it gives you a very, very brief summary. It doesn't go line by line the entire conversation. But what it does, it gives you a brief summary of what the conversation was about, what did they ask for, all that good stuff. My AI voice is compatible on the Bahamas. Sorry, I'm reading your messages in the chat. I apologize. Moss, what's going on? How you doing? So since you have that summary, you don't have to be on the call. Let's say the AI answers the phone call and you have clients or you have employees. Let's see, we got Brandon. I got Brian right here. It shows up as missed calls. All of them show up as missed calls. So when it pops up, it tells you this person says get a quote for an Xbox Series S HDMI port repair. All right, the caller is not the owner of the device, so they were calling for somebody else. Not only that, it'll allow you to, if you just want to hear, quality control, if you want to hear what the conversation was about, if you want to hear how the AI personally handled the call and you want to go in and change some things, then you can do that. I'm gonna play something for y'all real quick, right? Let me see. I'm gonna play this one right here for y'all. Hopefully y'all can hear it. Oh, let me take my glasses off because it's playing through my glasses.
Yeah, I was calling for a quote. I'd be happy to help you with a quote. To make sure I give you the right information, could I start by getting your name and the best phone number to reach you at in case we get disconnected? Also, what kind of device are we looking at today? Yeah, my name is Brian, and the number is 628-209-4611, and it's an Xbox Series X. Series S, sorry. Thanks for that, Brian. I've got your name and number down. What's going on with your Xbox Series S that we need to take a look at? HDMI port. Got it, Brian. For an Xbox Series S HDMI port repair, we'll need to have our technicians take a look at it to give you an exact quote, as the pricing can vary. We do have a $79 diagnosis fee for game consoles, but the great news is that fee goes directly toward the cost of your repair if you decide to move forward with us. When did you want to bring that device in for repair so we can get it back up and running for you?
What's up, Jarrell?
I'll call back because it's not mine.
Perfect. So,
no problem at all, Brian.
All right, so that's perfect, right? Brian was calling. Jeremy, what's up? Who's that good-looking guy right there?
I don't know. You see somebody else on here?
Oh man! All right, so perfect. Brian called, right? The first thing the AI did was get their contact information in case something happens, so we can reach back out to him. But that's an automatic because the phone number is there. We just want to make sure we had a name for him. Also, we can reach back out to Brian. Brian said that he would call back later, but since he was calling for somebody else, we can send a text message right here that's coming from the store's phone number. We can send that text and say, "Hey, Brian, we noticed you called about an iPhone. I'm sorry, an Xbox Series S HDMI port repair. How soon were you looking to get that done?" More than likely, he's probably going to want to get it done because we have the best prices and we're probably the only ones that can do it in this area. But that's why this AI is 100% efficient. Do you agree, Jeremy?
Yeah, absolutely. I use it in my own store. You and I kind of started this process together. The crazy part is, we started looking at this 6 months ago, and the prices were just unreal. Remember, they were like per
Oh, it
minute.
was ridiculous. Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Anything over like a certain amount of calls, like 200 or 300 calls, would cost you $100 a month minimum. The prices are just ridiculous. And so we spent a lot of time, and Chris, you started a relationship with M1 and Beside, and convinced them that, these pricing and, the volume of calls that we get doesn't match the needs for our stores. So we were the first ones on, and I'll tell you what, it's been a game changer for our store. It really has. And you mentioned early on about the productivity. When you call, initially our Ooma phone system, that answers. And then I've got a couple of steps that press 1 for hours and directions. That eliminates a ton of calls. It eliminates all the spam too automatically.
Yeah.
So that's the nice thing about it. They're getting your phone system. They know that they're dead in the water at that point, right? They're not dialing directly to your store where you don't have a phone system. There's no phone tree. Nothing's eliminating that spam call from getting to you. You're picking it up. You're rushing to do whatever you do because you think it's a customer, and next thing you know, it's a spam call. Those can be extremely frustrating. And not only that, they press 1 for hours and directions on our system, and that eliminates another 20, 30% of those calls that are coming in. So at that point, we can get right to answering the customer's concerns. We use ours a little differently than yours, Chris, and we could talk about that in a minute. We like to pick up our phone. After hours, though, the AI kicks in just like yours at 5 o'clock, and it runs all night long. It runs all weekend long. Saturdays we close at 4. It's running all weekend long and back up until we open again on 10 a.m. on Monday. So that was a ton of calls at impossible appointments that the M1 is booking for us right now. We arrive on Monday. We've got, we got appointments coming. And I kind of like you, even though there might already be a customer in that slot, we're triple booking. We don't care. It's like the doctor's office. They give everybody a 9 o'clock, show up time, and there's 10 people in the lobby waiting at the same time. And it's kind of the same thing here. We're gonna stack them up. We're gonna get them in there, whatever's convenient for them. But once they have that appointment, they feel they're really locked in, and that's why it's so advantageous to have that attached to a Google Calendar. So we love it, 100%.
So during business hours, y'all's AI doesn't answer the phone. It only kicks in after hours.
No, my daughter, she runs a store there, and she was nervous. It's funny when we first added it. It did such a great job that she was nervous that she was missing calls, even though, as you mentioned, she could see every call that came in. It was right there, right? You could see what the customer said, what the AI said, what was being said. Our AI's name is Jessa. Whatever Jessa said to the customer, we knew right away. So I think that, for her is more of a matter of being comfortable. And you can always start that way. And if you feel that, could be even more productive, excuse me, like you said, Chris, you could turn that AI on so that, so press one for hours and directions, press two to speak to our technical assistant. So we don't say AI, we say technical assistant. And that, in a sense, that AI is our technical assistant. It's quoting a repair, it's booking an appointment, it's answering some basic questions about repair types and things that we can do. So it's taking a big, heavy load off the technicians in the store, and that's important. I want our guys and gals concentrating on the job at hand, and not being flooded with these spams and hours and direction calls and so forth. So what are your thoughts on AI answering your calls all the time? What are you getting out of that?
Listen, I'm not gonna. Well, I was never nervous about it. I'm just type. Listen, I'd rather just like jump in and go head first, let it do everything, and then we can kind of tweak it on the back end and make it better and better. Because I wanted mine to be able to be like that full-time employee that can just answer the phone all the time. So, like I told you earlier when we was on the phone, I switched mine. Well, we switched our hours to open 24/7. But the AI tells them, hey, whatever time we actually close, the AI tell them what time we actually close. But
The
what that
retail
has,
store, the retail store is closed, but your after hours support or whatever is there 24/7, right?
exactly. Yes,
Okay.
we're able to answer the phone 24/7. And one of the reasons why I even wanted that to be a thing was because we all have emergencies, right? And I'm to be quite honest, that's how I even got to this industry was because of an emergency. I bought an iPhone 4 from somebody, to fix it for my daughter, and I just happened to be at work in the evening, and I was calling around to these places at 7, 8 o'clock at night, and nobody, I couldn't get in touch with anybody. And I knew I wasn't going to get in touch with nobody. I knew that they weren't going to be open, but I just at least wanted to have a price, just get an idea of what would it cost. You know what I'm saying? Hold on.
Yeah.
So if I would have if I would have known what the cost would have been, it would have gave me kind of like an idea. But I kind of think like a customer would now, even though they know we would probably be closed. At least if they called 9, 10 o'clock at night, they can get an idea of how much it would be. And I have the type of mindset: the first person that can get to that call is the first person that's probably going to get to that customer. So if they call and we give them a price and we say, hey, if you want to go ahead and get that schedule, how long before you want to bring that in? Well, I'll go ahead and bring it in tomorrow. They got the price. We were the only ones they can get in contact with. More than likely we're the ones that's gonna get the sale.
Well, we do the same thing, Chris. And we open our hours up to 24. You and I talked about that 24/7. We talked about that a couple weeks ago. And we did the same. And the nice thing about the Ooma system, it gives you the analytics. So you know how many calls are coming in after hours where you never knew that before. And we were seeing 10, 15 calls coming in after 6 p.m. until 10 a.m. the next day. We were losing those. And like you mentioned, somebody calls in at 10 p.m. at night, and the AI books it, puts an appointment on the calendar. They're not calling anybody else at 10 to get a better price. They're not calling around and getting anybody else to answer but you. As you mentioned, you should be the first one to pick up that phone and take care of that customer. You got them locked in with a calendar appointment. It's a win, and we're seeing a big boost in calendar appointments because of that after hours.
Yeah, after hours is the biggest thing for me, because you get those, like I said, you get those people who just have emergencies, and I would rather have somebody to answer the phone and we can get them a price, and then worst case scenario, if they don't want to get it done, I typically go revisit every conversation that the AI has, and we'll send out a text message just to let them know, hey, we saw that you contacted us. If you still need help with that, we can take care of it for you. And even that's have you noticed that do you have your AI turned on to answer text messages as well?
Yes, it
Oh,
is now on to answer text messages. So, and we've got that loaded up on our main computer. So when it comes, you get a ding, and so it's not on the phone. But we'll talk about the phone thing here because you've got yours set up a little bit differently. So I'd be interested to see how you got yours set up. But we've got previous to getting the Ooma phone system, we had a 6-line VTech cordless phone system, excuse me, a 4-line, 6 handset cordless VTech handset system,
hmm
um, which was great. We had 4 lines though we were paying for, which you didn't even need because when you went to Uma, we find out we only needed 2 because the Uma system will hold those secondary, third call, fourth call, fifth call, sixth call, 10th call in a hold with music, or in our store, we recorded a script talking about the additional services that we offer. So while they're on hold, it's kind of like advertising on hold as well, which
yeah,
is great because sometimes we pick up that phone after they've been hold and they go, "Hey, I called about my phone, but also I heard you guys repair game systems. I got one of those too." So that that is something you don't always get the opportunity to do, and you're busy, you're juggling repairs, and you forget to tell the customer you do other services as well as what they're calling about. So that is such a great addition. Having the UMA system without the AI, or the AI without the UMA system, I think is a non-starter. You definitely got to have the UMA system. Again, we had some VTech handsets. We're still using those. We literally got a little box in the mail
uh-huh.
from UMA that we plugged into the router, and we plug our telephone line jacks into that. 1, 2, 3, and 4. In this case, we're only using 2 of them, and then that's what we plugged our VTech in.
So the
So
Uber box is
yeah,
plugged into the internet.
yeah, 100%. Yep,
Oh, and then the phone
yep,
lines just plug into that box.
yes, correct. Yep.
Oh,
And I will tell you, before with AT&T, we're spending about $200 a month just in the 4 lines alone. So we went down to 2 19.99 lines. I think one of them's a 29.99 line, so we have the full features, and the other one's just like a secondary line. So literally, we're spending $50 a month, and we're spending a couple $100 a month before just on a phone system.
If you guys are looking to sign up, it's really easy. So if you go to the Repairs First website and you look for AI Voice or Uma, so they are two separate things, but basically pairing them together is like the best optimal way to have a full complete phone system. So that's kind of what's going on here. So Uma is one company, Beside is another, but then you can pair them together. And so if you go in and you click AI Voice, you're going to scroll down to the bottom, and there's a couple of options here. If you're not a member, you can sign up, get started. If you aren't a member, it's very easy. You just go into the portal and you look for AI Voice and you get started, follow the steps, right? If you have questions about RFA and you're on the fence about signing up, you can set up to get on the calendar with Brian Ahern to learn more about the RFA. And then at the bottom here, if you are a member and you want to have someone assist you in setting up your AI and managing it, right? There is a subscription there, and this will allow for people like Chris and Jeremy to be on the phone with you, walking you through how to use this, how to understand it, and so if you're someone that really just wants the extra touch and doesn't want to set up all of this on your own, or you've tried and you've not been successful, check that out, because that is an optional additional service that we have available. for anybody that wants to sign up. And then for Ooma, there is a form at the bottom that you fill out, and all of that information is required for them, and they will reach out to you. And this is open to anyone. So even if you're not an RFA member and you want a phone system, you can come here and fill out the form, and Ooma will reach out to you to, to go over the different systems. So I just wanted to plug that really quick before I have to jump. But I know you guys are going to keep going and go over more details, and I don't know if you're going to show the platform or what you guys are going to do, but I'll give you the share screen back, Chris. If you just move around your screen while you've got it shared so people can look at stuff.
Oh yeah. So yeah, we actually can't show the platform itself since it's a mobile app, but
Okay.
they do have a desktop version of the app itself.
Okay.
But only I think they only have it for Mac. Let me see.
It is on Mac only. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what we have in our store.
Mac.
Mac. Yeah.
Oh, so you have the desktop version on your Mac.
Yeah. Yeah. Correct. And that way we've got the texting we hear when the text comes in, and we can
Oh
respond,
man,
and we can right,
that's
correct.
game changer. That's game changer. I need to update my Mac so I can put it on my Mac right here. That's
I
the
would
only
need to
reason
get
why
a
I
Mac.
can't put it on mine. Say that again, Nicole.
I would need to get a Mac. I don't even, I'm not a Mac person.
Oh
Once you
man,
go Mac, you never go back.
yes.
That's funny.
I would love to see.
Gosh.
Oh God, I wish I had the desktop version because I would love to just kind of go through it. Because if it's anything like the phone version of it is, it's pretty simple. And for the record, for those of you, so the AI itself, right? Myself, Jeremy, RFA, we have a general template for the like general knowledge base of the AI system itself. So the benefit of you using the package where we show you we give you the information to plug into your AI, we help maintain and help manage it for you. The benefit of that is you don't have to go out and customize these prompts for yourself. Like these prompts, I've already been using the prompt that I have, and I continue to add on to it periodically as I need to. I've been using this system for months now. It's probably been 5 months, maybe more than that.
So that's
But
interesting. So the support package, I want to make sure everybody understands that. And Victor, I know you mentioned a Mac. You do not have to have a Mac to use it. It's just, I was just joking about me not having a Mac, but you use it on a phone, any phone. So I wanted to make sure I said that in case the Mac comment kind of confused anyone. They just have an optional desktop version also that's on Mac. So Chris, what Chris is saying is that during the setup process and management, right? Because this, Chris, can you scroll up to where the pricing is on the page?
sure,
Yeah, all the way up.
there
Right
we
there.
go.
So the $49 a month is basically a management package where you also get a chat bot for your website that we train and set up and customize for you. And then you get set up, help set up using your M1, your Ooma, understanding the dashboard. Chris is it's got some prompts. It's very, very, very hands-on package made to specifically help you be successful at using Ooma and AI and a chat bot for your cell phone repair business. So this isn't something we just came up with. This has been something that's been happening in the background at pilot shops for months now. We've probably been working on this over a year. And we wanted to make sure that it was stable, that we knew how to help you with this. But if you're, so you can do that package. But if you're someone's like, I can do this on my own, I just want the AI voice, you can go there and sign up with Beside directly and set it up all on your own. But Chris, the things that you're bringing up, what are some, we've been working on this for a long time, but can you remember in the beginning, if you would have had to do this on your own, which you did, because we all had to kind of feel our way through this as we figured it out, what were some of the difficulties that you
You
dealt with that you want
you
to warn
will
the stores?
you'll give up. Like I promise you, it's once you'll give up because you'll get frustrated and you'll think, man, it's not working how I want it to. Well, it works properly. You just have to it just has to be trained properly. It's like you taking a child. You can't take a child and just put a child at your front counter and expect them to just figure everything out by just giving them putting a piece of paper of basic instructions in front of them. If you give them the knowledge base, if you import the knowledge base into that that computer child's brain, basically you have to put the general knowledge base has got to be in there perfectly. You can do it by just entering your pricing individually. But what I've seen is that you don't want to sit there and you definitely want to have the pricing for like the most basic stuff. But in our general knowledge base, it goes further beyond the just this screen price, this screen price, that price, that price, that price. Instead of having to enter every single line item that you sell inside of your store, instead of having to do that individually, you can give a real basic general knowledge base, and it goes down to the hours of operation, your warranty, just like a price range of this one an iPhone 11 versus an iPhone 15 Pro Max, or a Samsung S22 versus, hey, what's up, Adrian? Welcome to the chat. An iPhone, an S22 versus S22 Plus or S20. But you have it's a huge knowledge base that and it's just one long prompt. Like that prompt is like stupid long because it's basically all of the information that the AI needs. And as I add services, or as I add things onto our business, then I go in there and add to my prompt. Or if I take things away, I take it back. But if you don't have like a general prompt to give your AI, then your AI is probably going to be telling people information that's incorrect, and you don't want your AI giving them incorrect information because they take it as law. So they're gonna come in, and the AI will tell them one thing. They'll come in and they'll say, "Well, yeah, well, the AI told me it was going to be XYZ." Well, I'm then you got to explain to the customer. You don't want to have to go through all of that.
Right. So
Yeah.
these two different packages, the first one where you set it up on your own, you may run into those issues, or if you're really, really, really AI savvy, you may be okay, right? It's not to knock it. I mean, you can figure it out. But if you really want the easy way out and you really want people to hold your hand through the process, hey, Adrian, yes, we miss you too. You got to come back to the GRE. Let me know if you're going to come to New Jersey this year so I can post about it and get you to post it on your channel. So if you sign up for the help, that's really handheld there. And also you get a chat bot for your website. Okay, so that's really important to remember there with that package. Yeah, and so I think you have really great points there about why they should do that. Ooma is a separate thing. It's like a hardware, and you guys can explain that a little bit more. Maybe go over Ooma again because you got.
Yeah, so Uma, well, the way that Jeremy uses Uma and the way I use it is completely different. So typically, I mean, well, most repair shops have, well, some repair shops have an actual phone, like an actual like phone system. We don't have an actual like phone system. We're doing good. One to check. We don't have we have Uma. Don't get me wrong. We don't have like handheld phones that we walk around to the shop, like cordless phones. We don't have those. Uma does have an option to where you can use just regular cell phones, and we have plenty of phones in our shop. I'm just using this as an example, but this is an old phone. But if we have an iPhone XR, we have a Motorola G Play, one of those phones. So Uma has an app on your phone where you can just use it, and you can download the app itself. And once you download the app onto that phone, then that phone holds that phone line, and all you need is Wi-Fi. The phone doesn't even have to be activated. So if you just got some phones that's laying around in the store, we have one phone for the front of house and one phone for back of house. The phone that's for front of house is for customer service, and then the phone that's at the back of house is for technicians. So whenever they call our store, they'll be prompted, hey, if you're calling to get a quote, press one. When they press one, sorry, hopefully y'all can still hear me. When they press one, that sends them straight to the AI for them to get a quote. And once they get that quote, they'll more than likely schedule an appointment to get the repair done. It'll tell them if you're calling about a repair that's in progress, press two. If they press two, it'll send them to one of the Uma lines, which is going to be the technician phone, so they can, because the technicians will know more about the repair as opposed to a customer up front. And then if they want to speak to a representative immediately, they'll press three, and that'll send them to front of house where they can talk to a customer service representative. That's up front. So basically, you don't have to have you don't have to use the phone system Uma. like Jeremy does at their stores, because theirs has they actually have physical phones. We don't have physical phones. The only phones we have is just these cell phones. So and I rather use it digitally like that. That's my preference. Now, another benefit of the AI, which I didn't go over. So let's say a customer calls in and they speak to AI. They don't want to speak to the AI. They would rather just speak to a representative. Let me bring Jeremy. Sorry, Jeremy, just brought you back up, Jeremy. If the customer is speaking to the AI and they get frustrated and they just want to speak to a customer representative or customer service representative, they can just say, "Hey, I want to speak to a representative." Now the AI will transfer them directly to the store, so they can bypass speaking to the AI if they don't want to speak to the AI. Very rarely have I had that done. In most cases, my customers would typically only do that if they're calling about a repair that's already in progress, or if they just got a quick question, and they just want to speak to a representative. But we
Yeah,
very rarely have that happen.
100%. 100%.
Yeah,
And I would jump in and say, I go through all the recordings, right? And I see on my, I would say 95% of people don't even realize they're speaking to AI.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And I thought it would be an issue, but M1 beside is very good. Their AI is like, how many platforms did we look at? Dozens
Yeah,
before we decided on this. Yeah.
yeah, dozens, and I've seen dozens of platforms, but this one right here is probably this is the best on the market. They were the best when it came to price point. They were the best when it came to like availability, because it wasn't capped off by minutes. That was the main thing that we were concerned about, is how long would you be able to talk. And I don't know how they do it, but they have the best system. They definitely have the best AI system.
Yeah, and I apologize. I bounced in and out here. I'm sitting in my truck. But what did we talk about? You were talking about the handsets, and I lost you at the end of the handsets for the Ooma system. With the Ooma app on that handset, um, we've added a couple even to our six VTech lines. We got six VTech cordless phones, and it seems like we're laying them here and there. And we put the app on our phone, and we can still answer, which is really cool. Your phone becomes your own handset if you wanted to. Um,
Exactly.
if your internet goes down, if you guys operate on the internet, it will automatically send it to your device. So if you're operating on a device independent from your internet in your store, you're still going to get your calls. They're automatically going to forward directly to either the owner's phone, the manager's phone, or the handsets like you got, Chris. But if you're on Wi-Fi, that might be a problem. But if you're
Well, one
on,
of them, one of the
yeah,
phones does have service, so I always
okay.
keep the line, because just in case of
That way you can still get that call no matter what, right?
yeah,
So that's a key thing. Plenty of us have had internet service go out, and we're relying on that voice over IP to work. In this case, you have some secondary protections built in there. What I like about what you had mentioned is you're taking, say, all of us have devices in our stores that have bad IMEIs, and they're a great device that can be used on Wi-Fi. That's perfect for the UMA system. I absolutely love it. Utilizing it on a computer is not really necessary unless, like I mentioned earlier, if you want to answer text messages or you want to see what's coming in live like you do because your AI handles all your daily business,
yes,
whereas mine does after hours. So I'm not so concerned with that. But I do look at it just to make sure, like you mentioned, that the calls are being answered productively, or somebody says, "I'll think about it." I want to get a sales team the next day, instead of, if it's slow and they're sitting there playing around on their Facebook page,
yeah, you
I'm
want
going
to
to give them
follow them
that.
up.
Yeah, I'm going to give them that list to follow up, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's why I definitely need to get. I forgot they had a desktop version. I need to get that updated like ASAP, because I want to just kind of play around with it and see how it looks.
Yeah. Man, it looks very similar. I mean, essentially, it looks like the app on your computer, but
Um,
yeah, it's a little easier to use, a little easier to see. Obviously, you're not holding it in your hand, so that's what we like.
so I
Then
have.
we got to speak into it, so we hear that.
Oh, is he still there? I think we might have lost Jimmy for a second. I'm gonna play this video real quick. Let's
Thanks for
see.
calling Savannah Eye Doctor Device Repairs. How can we help you today?
Hey, good morning. Um, I was calling about a couple of things. I have an iPhone 12 Pro, and the lightning connection I think is bad, and I don't know how much. I was curious. I think like where you plug the cord in, it doesn't make good connection.
Good
This is
morning.
another live
Thanks for
call.
reaching out. For an iPhone 12 Pro with a charging port issue, we'd need to take a closer look to give you an exact price. But repairs like that are pretty common for us. Have you gotten any price quotes from anywhere else yet?
No.
Thanks for letting me know. For charging port repairs, the price can vary depending on the exact issue. But we do offer price matching, and all our repairs include a limited lifetime warranty. Would you like to bring your iPhone 12 Pro in for a quick diagnosis? When did you want to stop by so we can check it out for you?
Maybe tomorrow.
That sounds great.
See, there we go. So basically, we got a price shop, but somebody's calling. They just looking for pricing. They're trying to get information, and they said they will possibly come in on tomorrow. So as opposed to one of my employees, um, what is Abu? Absolutely, Abu. This is. Can I hear? Oh yeah, I think y'all can hear the video. Abu, this is very good to cut out scam calls. This is one of, and not only that, between the AI and Uma, once I switched over to, I was using Google Voice. All right, Google Voice, I was getting so many scam calls, it was ridiculous. But once I switched, I don't know what Uma does with that system, but and when we spoke with Uma, Jeremy, I see Jeremy just pop back in. When we had our meeting with Uma, he did mention, I think it was George or one of them mentioned that they do have something that they do on their end that helps prevent those spam calls. But I didn't, I stopped. It seems like the spam calls were virtually non-existent once I switched over from uh uh Google to Uma. So now my scam calls are just I don't even think we get scam calls anymore to the store. Sorry, y'all. Jeremy's jumping in and out because he's in the car. But to the new number, and with the AI system, the AI doesn't get any scam or spam calls. And when the AI gets a call from Google AI, the two AIs just have a conversation, and I don't even have to worry.
That
I don't even.
is hilarious.
It is hilarious, man. I wish I could go back and pull one of those calls and just listen to it. But yeah, when Google sends their AI to get pricing, that AI will just talk to our AI, and we don't have to worry about sitting there through fake conversation, knowing that it's just AI just snooping around for prices. So
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I'm sorry about going in and out, Chris. I was so excited to be part of this call because it's this. I can't even tell you how many thousands of dollars we've increased our revenue just having the AI book calls for us after hours. I'm sure you look at your analytics like during the day and how that's helped your productivity, but I mean, just
well,
the after hours has increased our business thousands of dollars
we got one right
a
here.
month.
Like it's a textile calendar. Y'all probably can't see it, but whenever somebody books an appointment, it's a textile calendar. While we were on this call, somebody booked an appointment, and I'm having a call with you guys. My technician is over here in front of a PlayStation 4, watching YouTube. Yeah. So yeah,
There's that productivity for you.
I know, right? Yeah. So yeah, give your technicians time to sit around and watch YouTube and Twitch. Let the AI answer the phones for you. Like, let your technicians breathe a little bit. No, but in all seriousness, the AI just literally booked an appointment. So um when they book an appointment, it's connected to your Google Calendar. So anytime an appointment is booked, you me as a owner, I like to reach out myself and just send out a quick text message. Hey, we look forward to seeing you. People, I think people like to see those things. And then we also can reach out through the AI. Well, right here through Beside. Jeremy knows this, but we can reach out through Beside and send them another text message. Hey, we notice you scheduled an appointment for XYZ. We look forward to taking care of you. Your technician will be, whoever, or just tell them you booked an appointment so we can make sure you get your discount. All of that good stuff. And in case y'all didn't know, with our AI, we tell our AI that if they schedule an appointment, you get a discount of up to $30 for your repair. Obviously, everybody doesn't get $30 off. It just depends on the price of the repair itself. But our AI does give them that incentive. We try to make sure they always have an incentive to book an appointment.
Yeah, no, I mean that's great. As a matter of fact, we talked about copying that in our stores, Chris. I think that's such a great move there. Um, a lot of people, will either book an appointment or they won't, right?
Correct.
So if you can get them to book the appointment, I mean, the best thing about that is they'll call you and tell you, "I'm sorry, I can't make that appointment. I change it for,
Yes, it will.
an hour later or whatever, right?" So they feel like they made an appointment at a doctor and they're
Yep.
locked in. And
Yep.
that is awesome. That is awesome. And there's nothing better than that. You get them locked in. They're not going to be making phone calls to everybody else. And now they're on your calendar. It's on their calendar, and you really got them locked in. And you wouldn't have done that without this AI system. I can tell you, not even 50%, because sometimes we are so busy, as you know it. Our technician might be running the front and the back, sometimes, and they just don't have enough time to do that. Like they're
Yep.
on the phone, they're given a price to hang up, right?
Yep.
We just challenge them with too much, and and that hurts our business, and that's why this has been such a game changer. And I had to make this call regardless if I was in my car or not, because it's so important that you guys check this out. I will say for the phone system part of it for Ooma, that's been a game changer too, because when we had 4 lines, keep in mind that's okay, but you got people on hold, you're picking up a line, you couldn't remember what line they were on. It gets a little confusing. It wasn't nearly as good as having 2 lines with Uma. And now we know that their music is on, they're listening to our advertising while they're on hold. But imagine if you're sitting in your store today and you only got a one line phone system, or one line coming into your store, and you pick up that line, you're talking to a customer, someone else calls in, and you get that call waiting tone. Well, if you don't answer that, they're gone.
Yep.
And I see a lot of shops that only have 1 line. Even if you have 2 lines, you pick up 1 line, the technician's on another line, a third call comes in, they're getting that down, they're getting that, the call waiting. Both of you you're spending time with the customer, they're gone, right? But then the other reason is you're talking to a customer up front. And you have time to pick up the phone. You hope they leave you a voicemail, which you forget to check for 3 days, right? Next thing you know, oh my gosh, I forgot to check my voicemail messages. All of us are guilty of that. We were very guilty of that. And then, if you're not following up on that, if you don't have to, with Uma, it automatically picks them up, directs them to, for us, hours and directions, or to speak to a technical assistant, they go to the AI, or they need to speak to a technician. It transfers them to a technician there at the store on line 2, I believe. And that way, when it's ringing in line 2, we know it's being forwarded back from the AI if we have it on during business hours, or after hours. It'll just tell them that it is after business hours. However, they can book an appointment and gives them a quote. So this is a completely closed loop system. You're not dropping anybody.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I was trying to figure out how to show these comments. I thought that the comments popped up by themselves, but now I see Nicole just taught me. No, you actually have to show the comments. So, um, listen. Well, I don't want to hold you too long and keep it prolonged. But for all of you, for anybody that has a repair shop, if you've been thinking about using AI, if you want a system that can do it right all the time, and you don't have to worry about reminding your employees, hey, don't forget to offer them this, don't forget to offer that. Just let the AI do it for you. Like,
Yep.
you
And the
can
phone system, both of
yeah.
them together. Yep.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, exactly. You can it'll give you more peace of mind. You'll be able to sit back and get a more of a bird's eye view of what's going on if you just kind of just kind of let it go, get it out of your hands a little bit. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, if Wendy's has an AI menu board that's taking orders like when ordering your food, I mean, it's just going to be the standard. At some point, this will be the standard across industries, and
Right.
and just because you're a small mom and pop store doesn't mean that you have to be answering the phones. I believe that now that since we have access to franchise type tools and corporate tools, we should be using them just like they do because they use them for a reason, and the reason they use them is because it increases productivity. Um, and it's profitable. It's beneficial and it's profitable. So I truly 100% believe that if we don't take advantage of these tools that are available, then what's going to happen is the guy down the street is going to take advantage of it, and you just going to continue to burn yourself out trying to be Superman, or Superwoman, and that's not what you want to do. Like work smart, not hard. That's
Yep.
yeah, that's it. Anything else you want to tell him, Jeremy?
I mean, honestly, you can't really have the AI without having, the phone system, because if you have one line, you have the AI, the calls roll over to AI. You try
Correct.
to bring it back, you're on the phone, you lost it. You got to have at least probably two, I would say two lines on an Uma,
Yeah.
which is $19 a piece, and the AI, which is another $19, which is regularly $29 a month for the M1. We got a discount for the RFA members. Uma is also discounted, and they give you the first 45 days free with Uma when you sign up. We also have white glove service, so they'll help you set it up. I would encourage you though, if you want to go ahead and try it, keep an open mind that you can always come back to us and go, I need a support package. I need some help here, guys. You can do that. And you might want to keep that support package for 2, 3 months, maybe forever, but you may not need it forever. But at least they try to get you set up and get that done for you.
And I'm gonna answer this the last question. He says, after the AI get the calls, how do you know about the calls and if the customer gets the information they want? So you probably missed the beginning of the call, but when the customer calls the AI, you immediately get a notification to the app itself, and it tells you that the AI you got a phone call.
And you got
And
the
once
conversation right there. It tells you
you
what they talked about, what they said. Yes.
you have the entire conversation, it gives you an entire summary of the conversation, and you can actually play the conversation. So if you hit the play button at the bottom, it'll play the entire phone call so you can hear it from start to finish. So if the AI did make any mistakes, you can go into the general knowledge base and update it to do what it's supposed to do. So if it didn't ask for the contact information ahead of time, remind them, or you can go into the general knowledge base and say, hey, don't forget to ask for the customer's information, all that
Yep.
good stuff. So
Yep.
if
Yep.
y'all are interested in the AI, please just you can go to the RFA website, and when you click on the RFA website, you will just go to AI Voice. It's right at the top. So you go to repairsfirst.com. You can click on AI Voice at the very top, and if you are a member, just go ahead and click here. I'm ready to sign up. If you want to hear an example call, you can click here. Hopefully y'all can still see my screen. You can get an example call, and if you are not a member, just go ahead and book a call with Jeremy. You can book, I'm sorry, not with Jeremy, with Brian. You can book a call with Brian, and Brian can get all of the benefits of being a Repairs First Association member. With that being said, very good app. I like it. Listen, Abu, this is what you need, bro. I'm telling you. So as soon as we end this call, I need you to just go ahead and sign up. Matter of fact, send me a DM and I'll help you. I'll personally help you get signed up. All right. But with that being said, if anybody else has any questions or comments, please feel free to send me a DM. I'll be more than happy to answer you guys' questions about the AI itself. And I will see you guys on the next live RFA call when we have one. I will keep you guys updated. Jeremy's probably going to be there too.
All right, I will. Hopefully, in my office where I'm not sweating to death because my truck's too loud.
Oh man. All right. Well, we'll see you guys later. Jeremy, thank you for coming on. We'll see you guys in the next session.
Thanks.
And all right, you don't